Hey folks, welcome to the latest episode of Clan from the Stands. We are back and we are back at full strength, which is delightful to say. Yes, the first podcast I've ever missed, which is just tough. Obviously, really busy with work, and we had to get something out there. So, Phil, Colin, fantastic job stepping up there, boys. I know that Phil was freaking out about having to manage some of the tech, but Colin helped out with that, mate. Did a good job of anchoring Phil. So, yeah, the show must go on, as they say, Chris. The show must go on. So, yes, but I'm delighted to be able to be back on. So I haven't been able to yeah, I'm looking forward to almost finish my traveling for work and then I'll be back at Braehead and obviously more engaged in all the action. But anyway, listen, enough of that. It's not about me. How's everyone doing? We all good?
Very well, mate. I'm very well.
Good, good stuff, everyone.
Busy
Well,
at
listen,
work.
hockey's back. It's good. Look, I'm happy. Hockey's back. Football's back. American football's. But this is where it's like, the winter's coming. People get a bit depressed about the weather. I love it because all the sport that I love is on. So I see Chris nodding along there. It's like that. We're both, yeah, big fans of all those sports, I think, or most of them. So anyway, but we're here to talk about hockey. And now the most important thing is we've got to see this new clan team up close and personal, right? Couple of competitive games. So we had the preseason, obviously the tournament in Germany is great, but it's all about competitive action. So we had Challenge Cup action, a very decent win against Five Flyers, and then obviously up to Dundee. Just feel something about that trip to Dundee that I just dread. Like I don't know, I just had that feeling. I just feel, maybe it's me just not remembering correctly. It just feels like we've lost a lot in Dundee in the last few years, and the same thing happened again. So again, look, we're not dwelling on that, but yeah, I think that this point of the season it's less about results and more about what we think of the team. So, Phil, I'll come to you first. Like, so you've had your first look, right? Up close and personal. I believe you were live at the Fife game. Um,
Was.
so you've been up close to the players. And obviously we had the Dundee game as well. So what's your first take on this roster? Players that stood out, things that maybe you're concerned about. Would be nice to understand that, and then we'll get Colin and Chris's view.
Yeah, but with regards to the Fife and Dundee game, uh, I, I was at the Fife game. I never travelled to Dundee, and I never get the webcast. But anyway, um, both of those games, Corey actually alluded to it in his interview, which we might come on to in a bit. The physicality just wasn't there in both games. Uh, we were pretty much getting battered all over the place in the Fife game. And then for the 20-minute highlight package that Dundee put out,
Mm-hmm.
which is brilliant, by the way,
It is I.
um, it was, it seemed to be more of the same. I was, I thought we were going to be, like, because we were a physical side last year, but I thought coming into these competitive games after the friendlies, especially, where we were super physical in those matches, and it just wasn't there, Ross. Like, I don't know, there was just something missing, and I've said this before. The first few games, the friendlies, you're getting that bit extra out the
Mhm.
players, Yarasek especially, but they were nowhere to be seen in the physical side of things when it came to Dundee and Fife. Um, it concerns me that I hate to agree with Colin. I never like to agree with him about anything, but this team toughness thing, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
First
We
bit,
need,
Phil,
we
agreeing
need,
with Colin.
we need that fourth line guy to let our players play because at these early stages, it's not working out for me.
Okay, so Phil's a bit doom and gloom. Colin, you have a different view or similar view?
Different and similar, probably at the same time. Like I would agree with Phil with the physicality part of things. I think for me, if Parry is meant to be our go-to guy, he's not the guy. Don't get me wrong, he tries hard, but he's just not that guy. So I agree with Phil. Like we need just a fourth line guy that lets people play and brings a real physical aspect to it and roughs it up a little bit in the fourth line. But what I would say is the guys that have kind of stuck out for me is Langan. Langan was one that surprised me the most. He's got something about him. He seems to have something. I like the look of him. I like Hazeldean for me. He's been a bit of a standout. He was a bit poor on the Dundee game, but he's been pretty good. And I like the look of Fram. He seems to have a little bit of class about him. The guy that's kind of, I probably wouldn't go as much to say as massively disappointed because his points are 3 points, 3 assists. But Buck hasn't really stood out for me. I had expected a little bit more from him, and I know it's early, but I kind of expected a little bit more. Newman, his speed, and Roy, his speed is he's a lot faster than I thought he was for a bigger guy. But Newman for me again is a busy wee guy. What I would say as well, just to add to Phil's kind of downside, was our power play looks utter crap. Like we had what 6 power plays over 2 games with nothing, and we actually nearly conceded twice to short-handed Fife. Like we got caught out, and Lefebvre actually mentioned it in his interview at the end of the Dundee game where he says Clan play a run and gun type game, so we just that they know that we're jumping too much. So granted, we're an import D down at the back as well. So and Sego was missing, so 2 import D. So we're playing with 2 forwards, 2 Brit forwards in defensive positions. You've got to tip your hat to them for doing it with Lakovic and Forbes. Forbes has been playing there most of pre-season. But yeah, I think that the power play definitely needs work. That for me is the biggest concern at the moment. Like the power play looked very static, nothing really exciting about it, not really making the keepers work too much. Yeah, that was my concern probably is the power play. But there was a couple of guys that do stand out, and Langan for me is the guy that probably excites me the most.
Okay. Thanks, Colin. Chris, thoughts, feelings?
Yeah, so looking at, I get what the guys are saying about the physicality and stuff. I think having 4 proper D men might have something to do with that in terms of trying to stay out the box and stuff like that. Particularly against Fife on the first game. Listen, it's early days, in some respects. In some respects, these kind of early games, kind of feel it out kind of games in the Challenge Cup. We've got another guy coming in. Obviously, I think he's here today. Is that right? The new first line potential D man and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I think our physicality levels will go up. A lot of you guys try to bed into systems and stuff. I don't have any real concerns, even though we lost quite heavily against Dundee by losing quite a few goals there. So things will get better.
Yes, Phil. Yes, go for it, mate.
Just coming in quickly on Dundee. I know we lost by a few goals, but just I forgot to say this when I was giving my wee round up there. Like they get goaltending at vital moments. Like I only seen the 20-minute Dundee highlight reel package, but it's quite thorough. We were not. We never. We did get some saves. See when it was close, like when the match was still close. They get goaltending and we never. And then when it gets to four, I think it went 4-1 or 4-2, whatever it was. When there was a 2 goal gap in the third, or in the third, like it doesn't really matter what it is after that for me. Like when the game was close, they get goaltending and we never. Because from what I seen in that highlight package, it was very eachy peachy. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't a
Aye.
lot in that game. So
So,
yeah. On,
Phil,
on, on
question on that. So I was gonna ask this question next is to like the goaltending situation again. Look, we know. Look, it's early, but we're on here to overreact, underrate. That this is part of what we do as sports fans. But is there a concern? Because a couple of things on Twitter asking people asking that question, like it because this had to be fair. This has been an issue of late of the clan where we don't really feel we've had a top half goaltender, and we hope this season we would. But is that what you're trying to say here? A little bit concerned?
me?
Yes.
No, no, absolutely not. Uh, on Friday, the Fife game, it was man of the match for me.
Yeah.
It was man of the match, yeah. So What I did see from I think two of the first three goals that we conceded in Dundee, he was screamed.
Yeah.
I know there was one quite bad one. I can't remember the order of the goals, but in the early goals, for what I seen in the highlight reel, was he was screened for two of them,
Ingles
and
one, I seen
one,
the one for Ingles. Ingles, he was screened because Forbes was standing in front of him and it went over his right shoulder. And that
yeah,
came for like almost just at the blue line. And it seemed to go like he could hit that shot 10 times and no do that again, right? But when he done it, it was literally went right through where Forbes was. Then he was standing
aye.
right in front of his line of sight. I seen that.
And what else I'll say is that Brian lost the worst goal at them all in that game. No,
Yeah.
that's a lie. The yellow horn one, I remember it now. Not the yellow horn one, the one that the guy done the stupid wee back. He was on his knees and he
On
Yamamoto,
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto.
Yeah.
That's one that should never have get past. That's the one that should never get past him. But for me, when Brian went in, apparently he played well when I was listening to commentary. But then the goal that he did concede was naff. It was shite.
Nah,
Do
shit.
you not think that most of the goals, bar maybe one or two, were avoidable? Like I looked at when you're watching Dundee, some of them they were catching us like I think the first two goals were like almost like an odd man rush, right? But it was like I think when you look at it, it's little mistakes that you could probably iron out. Like, but Dundee, don't get me wrong, Dundee scored what was it, 14 goals or 13 goals
They,
in two
Colin,
nights. They
they've got
scored against,
firepower, mate.
yeah,
But
they looked
yeah,
decent.
they
But
do.
And that was with
again,
Nass out as well, by the way.
yeah. So and at the moment, I think they're getting beat 2-0 off Fife. But they're, I just think that like when you look at how they played and how we did it, it's more us giving the puck away and getting turned over and little bits that are avoidable. If you know what I mean. I think as games go on, we'll iron that out. But Dundee, Mark Faber just seems to have our number at the moment. Like he's had it. Maybe he's just he's read Corey's playbook. I don't know, but he just seems to have the answers for everything we seem to throw at him.
Yeah, do you not think? Look, yeah, I get again. Look, there's loads of questions on Twitter. We'll try and cover them all, folks, if we can. I think the thing that I didn't catch ton of preseason, but I have watched the highlights packages for the games. So I think my concern would be, look, I know we're down a D, like so we're light. Okay, we'll come to recruitment shortly, right? That's another topic we'll have to hit. But my concern here is like, as a Clan fan, what I'm hoping to see is us kick on to be a top half team. Right? I'm not deluded in saying like, we got to go win the title. Like, I just want to be like a cemented, like kind of a team you go like, we are a top half looking up the way team, not looking like not worrying, are we going to make the playoffs, right? The concern for me over the first couple of games is that I feel like Fife are better than they were last year. I think they will be, and I think Dundee are going to be better. And I just worry. My worry is like is if the gap closes the wrong way. It's good. Listen, it's good for the league. You don't. We said this. We want the Scottish teams to be strong. It is a good thing, but obviously, we know the aspirations, and this is not like us being like entitled as fans. There are aspirations and been investment in the club. Is anyone else? I don't know. Like Chris, like are you worried? And Chris's camera's going bing, 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 bing. Maybe it's the wrong time to ask him. Or maybe Phil, I'll ask you. Like, are you what? Do you think that's a genuine, legitimate concern? I know we're 2 games in. We're 2 games in, right?
Right.
But I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, so after I watched that Fife game, I said to myself, they are going to take points off everybody.
Yeah.
Like they've they're good, they're slick,
Physical.
they're physical, just everything that you're not used to seeing in a Fife team. Dundee, like
They're fast, aren't they?
they're fast and
They'll score a lot
Dundee
of
just look
goals.
like they look like more of the same for last year, except maybe a bit better. But
They've got more quality now up top.
They'll just
I
score more
suppose
goals. They'll score more goals.
what I'm trying to say is I think the bottom half is closing the gap. I don't think there's much between us, Fife, and Dundee. I don't think there's much between us. but I think the gap between the bottom half is closing in on the top half, and to cement that theory, Dundee handed Belfast their arse. Do you know what I mean? So
Belfast.
yeah, Belfast.
In
Belfast.
Belfast.
In Belfast, yeah, sorry. So that's my thoughts on that. I think it's going to be like, I think halfway through the season there'll be no shock results. Hopefully Fife can stay healthy. I don't really give a shit about them, but for this to have more parity in the league, we need Fife to. You don't want anybody getting cut adrift in the first third of the season. So if Fife stay healthy, they will. Like they absolutely will, and nobody leaves and comes out. MD comes in and signs our players. When it comes to us, I do believe we've got potential to be like. I don't think I don't. It's still too early to tell. I don't want to say I don't see us getting here or getting there. I want maybe once we've done a full round of games against everybody.
Yeah.
That's the point. I'll probably be able to answer that question a wee bit better. But we've definitely got good players, good team, and we're when our tails up, we're fast and we're slick. So I've not seen anything that makes me think that we're going to be languishing in eighth or anything like that. But there's a long way to go. I'll
Yeah.
wait to
I'd
see
like us to
everybody.
get a spare. I would like us to get like a forward of some sorts that's maybe, I don't mean like a goal scorer, but see someone of that ilk, because I still think with Langen doing what he's doing, maybe Newman will do some stuff.
I like Newman. I
Yeah.
think Newman
Newman
and
was,
Yaris, Yaris, they were
Well,
the
I
two
think
guys that stood out to me.
yeah, I think there's potential for Langen to be that guy,
they,
Newman to be that guy.
We
they
know
still
Hurd
should
can do
have
it.
spares.
Seedorf's going to chip in. Herd's going to do what Herd does.
He's not got a single point this.
But
I know he's only 2 games, but he's not got a
no, but
single point yet.
well, I didn't think he was great last year. But listen, can I ask a question? I actually think, like, from what I've seen, I'm a bit less concerned this year about obviously with Uli. Like, to your point, I think there is goals in the team. I do, and I think there'll be, I think there's some guys you look, they could be the guy. Like, there's a couple of guys you look at and go, they've got some quality. And I
Mhm.
know we're short. It's at the other end of the ice that I think is the bigger, like you mentioned, lack of physicality. I know Cody called it out, so it's good that he's called that out and said I don't like to see that. And maybe it is because we're light. I think Chris said that maybe we're just boxing clever. We don't want to take silly penalties, but um, I do think that defensively under Cody we haven't been like we just haven't looked assured. I know that this guy we brought in is like
He's a
a
real
stay at home.
pedigree.
Yeah, but he's also stay at home. That's what Corey said. He's like, look,
He's a babysitter. Is that what you called
yeah,
him? A
yeah. He's
babysitter?
like he's not a jump in the plate.
He's your
So
McKeever type guy.
yeah, well he needs to be really good. Like I think if he's not an upgrade on what we had last year, and Chris, I'll bring you in here because I know that you obviously called out some of the concerns earlier last season. My concern is like I based upon what, and again, small sample size. If he isn't like a big upgrade, I do worry defensively about, isn't it? Obviously the goaltender, again,
He
like you
goes
said,
injured as well, isn't he? So remember, we're 2 down, not just one.
I know exactly. But Chris, what do you think about the decor like at the moment, and obviously adding this guy in? And we'll talk about him in a second. But yeah, what's your thoughts?
I was quite worried, to be honest with you, but this new guy is somewhat 260 games in the AHL, which is a far superior league to ours. And he's only 29 years old. I am salivating over this guy, to be honest with you, Ross. I think he could be our next Tim Wedderburn stroke, Nick McKeever type. Just does the simple things, not interested in scoring points, only interested in keeping the puck at the net. He's not going to be a power play guy. He's going to be in every defensive situation, plays 25 minutes a night. Love this guy.
Excellent. There we go. So Colton Pullman is the guy. Chris is excited. He's gonna say we're gonna win the league. Chris, you heard it first here first. Chris Devlin says that's it. He's the guy. We're gonna smoke this league. Listen, I'm gonna come a slightly other topic now, just because we did have a question about it and mention it's from our good friend David Houghton. He asked him what do we make about obviously the Brady keeper situation. Obviously, we now got Colton Pullman and like
Yeah.
and also there's a Martin. I guess the keeper situation was probably the most contentious, but there was a Martinet situation. we feel like we've seen this like every season where it's been like signing something happens. Like, is this just bad luck, or is there something funky going on?
But the one with the keeper is was a bit of a knob, wasn't he? Like he was a bit of an arse. Like he put up all because he's injury, blah blah blah. Then he went home, got another opportunity. If you didn't want to be here, then just say that. Don't talk shite and just say something else. So you can't blame the clan for that because he actually put a post out saying that. So that is on him for being a snake, right? Bottom line. The one with Martinet was really weird because everybody seemed to know he wasn't here and wasn't doing anything before they actually announced it. But to be fair to them, who they replaced him with the boy Fram and Colton, they're two upgrades. Like they're two better players that are tried and tested and have played full seasons. So they aren't carrying that injury threat. They are not carrying that basically that air of doubt, if you know what I mean. They're both younger guys with experience, but the guy keeper for me is a snake, and if that's what he's going to be like, then good luck to him.
Okay, thanks, Colin. Phil, anything to add?
It was an absolute. He obviously get tapped up when he was back at home. Do you know what I mean? And it's all right saying he's a snake and he's this and he's that, but when you're asking somebody to travel to the other side of the world for half the year, these kids have probably got school and blah blah blah. So
At least tell the truth. Don't tell him you're stopping because your leg's broke or
I
you've
know,
got problems with your leg.
but
That's a bit shite. I know he's done that to get a contract, but don't lie about it. That's
yeah, I know, but he doesn't know us shit. He doesn't know us like the
it,
fans.
doesn't it? But it just comes across as a scumbag.
Yeah, he'll not be losing any sleep over it. He'll not be watching this. So, I wouldn't. I don't blame him. And at the end of the day, we've got Framin who looks really good,
Yep.
and Bolton,
Pullman.
Ullman.
Yeah.
So
Pullman.
so AHL player, that'll do. That'll do me.
Good. And listen, main thing is Chris Devlin's happy, so we're all happy.
And I feel better about it after listening to Chris.
There you
Giving us
go, me too,
giving
mate.
us
I love it. Listen, this is not usually
stats.
Chris's.
Chris doesn't get excited on this much, and he
Yeah,
was. I could see his
yeah,
wee toes were tickling there.
yeah.
You've got to
Can I
tip your
also
hat.
say,
You've got to tip your hat how they announced it as well. They done it at the second period, end of the second period of the Fife game, and they made it a thing. So for all the criticisms that we give Clan sometimes, they did pull that one out the bag. It's kind of nice seeing something
yeah,
like you know, like a big reveal at like an NHL game or such and such a sign and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So you've got to tip your hat to them for that.
That was good. Love to see it.
yeah.
Graham,
I think Chris was going to
Though,
say
you
something.
know,
on Chris. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what the clan did do, they put a communication on keeper and praised his professionalism and honesty. And to be honest, that's complete balls, and that's not the clan's fault. You know, the guys fed them a line about retiring and stuff like that, and then he rocks up in the ECHL a month later, which is absolutely shite. Why don't you just basically be honest and just say you got another offer and you're going to take it, as
Yeah.
opposed to feeding an absolute shite line? Because the clan, you know, I was one with the clan who put a communication out. You know what? It's probably best that they don't. It's probably best that they don't say anything on it. But you know, that's your platform, guys.
Yeah.
Martinet one was weird. What do you make of that? Like, because that Martinet one was kind of floating about for ages, and it never really came out saying, but he might have, like, he's going to retire, like, or is he going to look for another hockey club? Is he looking for something outside hockey? There was nothing. It was just like it was a real strange like scenario.
Yes, Phil.
For us to progress, we can't be bringing players back. And not that it was terrible, but we're looking to improve, and he's very middle of the road for me. Like it wasn't. He never done anything that made me say I want him back. So the silence of everything when he was, is he coming back, is he not? It doesn't really matter to me now because I feel we've got better players in place of him, so it's all good in the hood for me.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I think you're right. Look, all's well that ends well. We did have a question from Daryl about that. Do we think it's on the clan? I think not really. I think, like I say, I think it's I think this is just one of those. What I think the thing I would, to your point, Colin, you said that the main thing is we reacted quickly. We got replacements in, and these replacements look like they're of the right caliber. So I think, more praise to the clan for anything else in terms of that. I think before we'd have maybe it would have taken too much time to get them in. We try and and it doesn't help us start fast. And it's great to see Pullman. I think is already in Glasgow. So
Yeah.
so things like
It's
that. I think
normally.
definitely improvements. But let's yeah, let's get to some other Twitter questions here. So Ian McIntyre asked, do we think, and we covered this a little bit. And I know Colin, you maybe mentioned a couple of guys, but Ian's asking, do you think we're still lacking a goal scorer? Ian feels that we have plenty of chances over the two games. And again, look, everything here. He also says it's too early to tell. Of course, it's too early to tell for sure. But yeah, I mean, Colin, you've obviously said that you think there's a goal scorer, and you'd like to see us bring in some maybe reinforcements. Phil, are you in the same mindset as Colin there, or do you think we've got enough?
Well, I think we're okay up front. We just need to tighten the screws at the back door. That's it. But we're too importy down for the start of the real stuff. So when Saigo comes back and the new boy gets bedded in, I fully expect us to be 30% better in defence. No harm to Lakovic and what's his face?
Forbes.
Forbes for stepping in.
It's too late tonight for you, innit?
But like that, we're got, and then obviously with the boys up for
So we.
Solway and the friendly matches, like when you've got imports in place of like Solway players, and no disrespect to them, they come up and they done well for us. It's going to like that's like a weak link in your team essentially at this level just because of no the experience and etc etc. So aye, like once Sai goes back and this boy's in, like the D is going to be tightened up like 30% for me. So aye.
Okay, and Colin, Chris, so Chris Morris also a couple of points he made. We'll come to the first one. Um, you're saying it's early days. He did say he feels there's something off with the first line. He said Hurd seemed a bit invisible so far. He's not seen
Yeah.
Mitchell Hurd being the Mitchell Hurd that we've seen of maybe last season. Was there anything we picked up on there? Do we think this is just figuring out the lines now and the chemistry, or is there? What do you think?
Sure, like like I said, I know it is early, but you're kind of looking at the returning guys. Like if you look at other teams, like we were saying about Dundee, they've hit the ground running. They're scoring goals for fun at the moment. So when you look at guys like Mitchell Herd, I'm not saying he's been a shadow, but even like doing, when you watch him and he does all the wee kind of dirty things and winding people up and things like, I've not seen as much of that either. It could be just a case of he's trying to have a sensible head on and trying to do whatever. But for me, I like him playing with that edge. That's what makes him what he is. He still has a little bits of trickery and he still does certain things, but I haven't noticed him as much, if you know what I mean. This at the start of the only two games we've really had. But he played well, like see pre-season friendlies and things like that. So it just might be an off weekend for me.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, it's a weekend, it's one weekend.
That's what I'm saying.
I
It's
know,
just
I
maybe an
know
off weekend.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
exactly it. That we've only had it. We're only judging it on what we've kind of had, but
But
like
we will still judge it, Phil. We'll still judge it.
he get two
Yeah.
goals in one of those games, I believe. So
No, he didn't. He's not getting any points over the weekend.
no, on the friendlies I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, well he scored
Yeah,
that
yeah,
penalty
He
as
yeah.
get
well.
two
Like,
goals in one of those games, so it's hardly time to hang the skates up. Do you know?
no, it might just have been a bad
And
weekend, but
see like last year as well, like Mitchell Herd never started like a train.
Yeah.
Nobody did, to be fair. It was probably getting into the second, third of the season.
Yeah.
That's when Mitchell Herd actually showed us what it was all about.
Mhm.
But as far as I know, we're talking about Mitch Herd. Obviously that weekend they never get any point. Did they get any points? No, no. Um, I don't. He's the last guy I'm worrying about talent wise and all that. It'll definitely come with him. But for me, that like the return just on the returnees sort of thing, like every one of them probably apart from, and this is only 3 weekends of hockey I'm talking about. Uh, apart from maybe Parry, have been excellent for me. Parry was good in that first friendly game. Was that the first game, Colin?
Because that's when you were slagging him off and then he
Was that the
scored.
first
And
one? But yeah, it was,
That's what
wasn't
we
it?
do, slag them off and they play well. That's it.
Yeah.
going
But
to have a blinder tomorrow night now.
honestly, like Mackay has been brilliant. Schwartz has been brilliant.
Yeah,
Seedorf has been brilliant. So no complaints with the returnees for me.
Good. Okay. Another question then. So Chris has got a few questions. So a couple of easy ones. What do we think of the new jerseys, the new pies? Any feedback on that? The jerseys are quite smart. I actually quite like them.
The white,
I like him.
I like the white one.
I like
Yeah.
the black one as well. It's yeah.
I like the white and purple.
Aye, they're nice. Not tried the pies yet, I'm afraid, Chris. But and then the other one that Chris mentioned is this is one I want to talk about because finally I feel
Is it
like
new pies?
this is new pies. So we need to try them out, mate. I've not been yet, so I'm going to try them out when I go. So thanks.
Ross. Like Lexi could have made a better pie than the ones last year.
Aye. Listen. Everyone knows you just sneak to Greg's first before you go, right? You want a proper Greg's Scotch pies to me, top notch, best thing you
I
get.
heard
Best
somebody
pie.
found a hair inside one last season. And I'm like, they're
Oh,
lucky if you found any meat in the pies, never mind anything
that's
else.
it. And then Chris also mentioned.
That was a joke, a bad
I
one.
know, we know, we know. He did mention something I wanted to talk about was the Clan TV package. Like literally, like we look again. The Clan have got a lot of things every year. It feels like every off season wrong off the ice in terms of just faux pas, right? That just piss people off. Finally, it's like okay. And listen, if the price of the beer comes down by 50p a pound, I'd be like, right, you're finally listening, right? But this is to me, like obviously, some days, as you all know, Alfie lives up in Inverness. I go and see him a lot, so I just can't justify the cost of a season ticket. I used to have a season ticket, but it just didn't make sense and work out financially. And I was always like, if I could see the games, then I could, I think it's just like, I mean, value for money, boys. I know what you think. Like, so the £100 package, right? So you pay that up front, and you get, and even if you're a season ticket holder you're going, do you know what? If I miss, a handful of games, it's just fantastic to have that. I just think it's a brilliant thing that they've done, and
Yeah.
there's different ways you can consume the package, which I also like. There's freedom of choice. You can just go month to month. You can do whatever. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean, let's get this right here, right? They've come out with replacing imports really quickly with better quality. They've got the TV thing, right? And they've got new pies. What the fuck's going on?
When's the beer getting cheaper? That's all we need to know. Phil.
Yeah,
That's it.
like
When's the
to be
beer getting a
fair,
little bit cheaper? That's
the
it.
the TV thing's great. I'm not as bad as you, Ross, with the travelling, but like when I'm away for work, if it's midweek games, I would be sitting in the hotel myself anyway,
And I
working.
want to watch the Clan
So
games, and I
yeah,
can do it.
so
Yeah.
it's awesome that we've got the opportunity to be able to like watch it on travels now. So it's pretty awesome. I think that again, you've got to tip your hat to them. They've made a choice, and it's been a really good one, and it's affordable. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's affordable, and
I agree.
it's given a little bit back to the fans. So again, and the quality of the stream is excellent. Like I couldn't make Saturday, so I watched the Fife game, and it was brilliant. Like even with the announcement, they put that up on big screen, and it was like,
Yeah.
I thought my TV had froze. I was about to start sending emails going, what's this all about? But no, I mean, yeah, awesome. It's for all the criticism, I've got to give them a bit of congratulations when they do something correct. So
I love that Colin's like begrudgingly going, God, I've got to say something nice.
no, I'm happy
That's
when
it.
it's
It's
good.
like,
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I love it. I'm so happy. It's great. I think Phil, I know you'll probably feel the same.
Mate, like, we have kicked them. We've like totally ripped into them, assassinated their character. When it comes to money, the things they've done, and like the ticket gates, all that stuff. Like this is the biggest gesture they've done in their history for
Yep.
the fan base, in their history. I've bought it as well. Like I'll be there most weeks anyway, but I've bought it as well. What, £100 for like 26 games or something, Colin? Is
no
that
more 26 home games plus the Challenge Cup games. So you're over
like
30 games.
Incredible.
anybody that's got any interest in the clan, like you're absolutely, and you want to follow it, like, and you can afford £10 a month, like it's just it's a no-brainer. Like,
Cover.
I never even gave it a thought. I was just like, I'm getting that. just
Other business
it's like
revenues.
six webcasts, and
Yeah,
that's you watching every home game.
but see, the thing is, a clever business revenue, right? So I chose to do the tenner a month just because I thought £10 I can ignore, right? But when you think about it, it means they're getting money in off season as well, which is quite clever. So when you look at that, if you have a couple of folk that are doing that, then the money comes in as well when it's
To
off
be
season.
honest,
So
yeah,
it's
it's
a
also the game.
no-brainer.
It's like, I don't care. It says, look, going to a game live, you can't replicate it. So I will always, when I can, I'll still choose to go to the games live,
Yeah.
always 100% of the time, and most fans would do the same. The only thing I think they might suffer a little bit is those like the midweek games. Like, people go, I'm working the next year, to think, I'll just stay in the house. Like, so you might see a little bit of attendance there, right? But those games were obviously, they weren't sold out anyway, right? So you're not, and again, when it comes to again, if the team's doing well, you don't need to worry about this
Busy.
stuff. 'Cause you want to be
I
there.
mean,
Uh,
the thing with that is, Ross, 2,000 supposedly those seats are paid for anyway
exactly.
on a league game, so it's maybe the Challenge Cup games are more likely to feel
The
it
impact.
attendance
Yeah,
wise.
that's a good point. That's a good point. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
So
But listen, yeah, it's
that,
It's
of
like the old saying, innit? That see that then you ever watch Wayne's World? If you build it, they will
course.
come.
Yeah.
If the teams
Wing.
play well, people will come and watch it live. If you
They'll come.
create excitement and there's put bums on seats, get that fourth line nutcase in, people will come and watch it.
They will. They will. Okay, let's switch it back. So we're gonna wrap up soon. Got a couple of things to get to before we wrap. So one, again, another question we had. Um, so a good friend Rob Massey, he had a bunch of things that we've already talked about. The power play not looking great. Maybe the goalie issue again. We don't think so. Hard to say. What he's asked though is realistically, we ask this every year, so we're gonna have to do it again. Like, realistically, what will be classed as a successful season for Corey as head coach of the mighty Glasgow Clan? Phil's just going, oh, I can't do this again. I can't do it.
well, when you go
But
first, I want to think about this.
but Phil's sitting there going, I can't keep dreaming. I can't dream again. I can't do it. I can't do it. What do we think?
Either a Challenge Cup or playoff weekend.
Phil Cadle.
My focus is on the league. Yeah.
Whatever you want. You can decide, mate. You can give an opinion.
Obviously, it's back to that. I want us in that fucking weekend. I want us down there and I want to get to it and I want to go and enjoy myself at it. It's
Chris up.
driving me fucking insane us no getting there. So fuck the trophies. I want us in that weekend and that's it. Like, knowing that's it, and I want to be entertained every time we play. I don't want us getting out and getting pumped regular. Like, I want us like to be competitive in every game and in every game.
Okay, so
I
Phil,
know it doesn't always work out like that, but my main thing is I want us in that weekend and
You've unleashed a crack in here, haven't you, Ross?
basically what Phil wants, Corey, if you're listening, anyone at Clan's like, listen, boys, Clan players, like whoever's listening, right? Phil just wants a wee weekend away, right? That's all he wants, to enjoy himself at a hockey weekend, have a few pints. It's an excuse for us to get away and enjoy ourselves. That's all we're asking for. It's not that much. Okay, so I love that. Okay,
you would
Chris,
think it was a lot, Ross, but
you would.
just
Well,
not.
it seemed to be a lot, Phil, because yes, we've never seen them down there. So yeah,
Just
it seemed
ask
to be a lot.
Chris.
Chris, what would be a
Nightmare.
successful season for Corey as head
For
coach?
me,
Season two.
we're still building. We're still building. So best of the rest, right? Best of the rest excludes Sheffield, Belfast, Nottingham, and Cardiff, right? So I want us to be the best of the rest, which means fifth. And as Phil says, we need to get a playoff weekend.
Yeah.
No more excuses.
To be honest, Chris, that's exactly what I was going to say as well. That's in terms of if you talk about it was a successful season, I'm the same. We have to then break away from that pack at the bottom, and to your point, like best of the rest, and then yeah, it's the playoff weekend at a minimum. Yeah, so I think that's what I think. Okay, let's have a quick look ahead to the upcoming games. So yes, we have a game tomorrow. Yes, against Manchester Storm. We then have Dundee Stars, so we get to maybe exact some revenge in that one before we. I think we go to Fife and Belfast. I think it's a Belfast double header actually. I think we're in Belfast, then we come back to Glasgow. So that's the next round of games. So again, some familiar foe, right? So we've obviously got Dundee and Fife in that mix. We're obviously going to see what the Storm are are like first, then a couple of games against Belfast. That's the next 5 games. Yeah. Again, what are we thinking about those games? We have got some home games there as well, so we want to get some points on the board quickly.
What did the the Manchester game's a league game, yeah? Yeah, isn't that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
And
beat
then
Coventry
and then
6-4 and then
Dundee,
lost.
is that at home
Blackpool.
or away, Ross?
Dundee's at home, and then we go to Fife, go to
Is that on
Belfast.
Saturday? Saturday, Friday,
Saturday's at home. Yeah, Saturday's Dundee.
Saturday.
Yeah.
What,
We go.
what did Manchester Blaze finish? Was that 3-1 or something?
No, well, no, they get beat 5-4 in overtime, but they
Or was
beat
it
Blaze 6-5. Was it 6-4, sorry, in the Saturday, then lost to them in the Sunday in overtime?
right? Uh, we need to beat the likes of Manchester. Do you know, it would just be good to get our league campaign off to a good start. So I would put more into this game tomorrow night than I would. Is Dundee Challenge Cup Saturday?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll
Yeah.
check.
I think it's
It is.
important.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Aye,
Yeah.
I think it's important because like when the Challenge Cup's gone, you're left with the league. Do you know? So for me, the leagues, I know that's what our news feel that's our best shot at silverware, but I would rather have a good consistent year instead of a couple of months of high and then shite the rest. So I think we'll do it. We'll do Manchester. Dundee will be up for that as well because they gave us a bit of a hiding the other night. So 4 points.
Yeah. Colin,
Yeah.
Chris, feeling optimistic?
4 points for me.
I'll go 3.
Yeah, I'm going
An
4.
overtime loss.
Like, yeah, we've got to be optimistic. Start the season, so I think we can do it. And then we got the Fife game, and we can go and beat them as well. So I think there's the next 3 games before the Belfast double header. We could give ourselves a strong footing in the season, which would be nice.
Especially with, like, I don't know what Siago's situation is, but just even having another D man back. I know it's his first game back, and it's asking a lot for him to like dominate
Well,
a team that he's never played in. But
Yeah.
just to give you
I
an
think we'll see a massive
FYI,
difference.
Fife just beat Dundee 4-0 in Dundee.
There you go. Wow.
This is what I was talking about. See, when I watched Fife at Glasgow the other night, like,
Yeah.
mate, they're good, they're fast, they're hard. Like there's seasons where Fife have been fast and still like not good. Like the whole pack when it comes to the whole package. For what I seen, I felt that. Yeah, this team's going to compete and they're going to take points off everybody. That's the way I felt, and it's beating that Dundee team 4-0 in Dundee is some result considering
Yeah.
what they've just done to us in Belfast. So
Yeah.
hopefully all the Scottish teams can keep up the good work.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Well, listen, hopefully they're not that good though, and hopefully the Clan or the
Yeah,
Scottish team
hopefully
that
we're better. It
absolutely,
goes without saying.
push through. But yes, it is good. We don't want people being cut adrift. But listen, it's good to be back. It was good to see you all. I'm hoping to be at the game on Saturday as well. I'm back, so that'll be my first game to get to see the action, taste it up front. So, looking forward to seeing you if you're there, boys. But yeah, again, thanks to everyone for all the Twitter questions as always. And as we always finish with, Mon the Mighty, Mon the Clan.
On it, Clan.